How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 17 of the ChiTown podcast. We're back. Apologies for missing the Friday episode. Thomas and I were extremely busy. We're going to be talking about the Bears and then other news around the NFL. How's your day been, Tom?
It's been a pretty good day. I mean, I had a lot to do today. I mean, we're recording. It's 7:45 for me, and then you're two
Yeah,
hours behind.
5:45 for me.
But still, it was a busy day. Good day though. What'd you do today?
I went to class, really. I went to class and now I'm here.
Elite stuff. Elite
Elite
stuff.
stuff, baby. Nothing like going to freaking thermodynamics and then electromagnetism.
You have thermodynamics. But why
Dude,
don't you tell me this stuff?
I do tell. I just lump it in to my three physics classes.
That's sick though. Like explosives and shit like that, or like
No,
bro,
no,
bro,
no.
low key,
It,
bro.
it,
I just think of like thermite from Rainbow.
yeah, it's not explosives. It's more like heat transfer and
It's so cool
energy
though.
transfer. It's cool. It's kind of boring, but it's not too
Funny
hard.
on like the topic of fire. It's just I now that you say that, I think it's funny just to tell the pod like, so there's an arsonist in our building, like my dorm
Oh
building,
boy.
and so they raided our. So obviously you guys know how I had my tonsils removed, and then I didn't let the dorm know because I didn't know I had to do that, and so they raided my room and they found like, so we have like a little heat stove thing, so like we don't have to go to the kitchen and shit, so we can cook shit. And that was the day before the arsonist, like their arson, whatever happened. So my roommates have a meeting with the dean tomorrow about they have a reason to believe that they're the arsonists,
I can't believe.
which is crazy.
Higher ups in it doesn't matter if it's college or high school are just absolutely ridiculous in their accusations on stuff.
Yeah, bro. Like, and even like they said when like they finished like searching the room, maybe they thought I was like dead. I don't even know, but besides the point, they left the room. They saw the stovetop, and then apparently it says like, "You're all good. We won't say anything." And then they said something.
Is it like an electric stove?
Yeah, or it's like you plug it in and just like
It's
use a
like a
pan
hot
and
plate, kind of.
yeah, that's what it is. So you can like cook whatever you need, I guess. It's kind of nice because our
I mean,
our kitchen always smells so bad, bro. Nobody can cook. So
that's embarrassing. I'm just trying to think if it's like an electric stove.
I could. You want me to go show you? I could show you.
Nah, you don't have to show me. I'm just trying to think like how would I guess you heat a cloth up and it ignites, but there's
Yeah,
no like flame.
it's like a plate, and then you just plug it into the wall and
Yeah,
put,
yeah.
put your little like pan on top and
Pan on top.
go to town. And
That's
you
crazy.
make just like noodles, like eggs, anything like that. Something
Bro, I
anything
don't what
small.
goes on at these schools?
Dude, I don't know. I didn't even know there was an arson. Like, so I was scrolling on TikTok, and this guy was like interview. It's kind of weird on that. This guy that there's some guy around campus that like interviews people. I saw him today when I was. I'll talk about my day in a little bit, but I saw him today. It was like, oh, that's that guy. I was like, I was kind of hoping he said like, hey, you want to interview?
That's
But he said he was already
hilarious.
interviewing somebody, so it's kind of nobody would interview me because I always have my beats on, so I'm like not locked in.
Dude, I'm the
But
same way. I don't even talk to people. If someone comes up to me when I'm walking to class, I ignore them. I don't even
yeah,
say hello.
it was. Oh, I say like if I see my boys, I'll say what's up. But
I mean, yeah, my friends I'll talk to. But if it's like some random, would you like to interview for a free $2 Slurpee? No.
no, I'm good. But so this person interviewed in our dorm is like, did you know there's an artist? This is on my TikTok. I'm like, what? So that's how I
actually
found out.
crazy.
They didn't even tell anybody, which I don't know.
I
This
guess
is
maybe it would
funny.
have freaked people out. I
I
don't
mean, I
know.
guess, but I don't even know. But I
Who the hell
digress.
knows, man? College is crazy.
Yeah, it's something.
Well, we got some Bears news. Bears have hired a quarterbacks coach, Kerry Joseph. Thoughts, Tom?
I know he worked with Waldron in Seattle, and then we were looking at his like playing career, and he has an interesting playing career.
Completely random.
It's not normal at all. So he started with the Bengals. I think was it 90. I have it pulled up. I think it was 96. It was 96, and he was a safety in the NFL. And so he started with the Bengals. He played there 1 year. I'm assuming it was a UDFA. I didn't actually
I'm
look into it,
guessing.
but
Who knows?
and then he went to he played for some, I think it's NFL Europe. It was the WLAF.
Oh, that was like the failed experiment league to try and promote football overseas
Yeah. So
before they did the London games.
he played for the London Monarchs and the Rain Fire. That's I think that's how you spell it. It's Rhein. So I'm assuming it's rain, but which is kind of counteracting because rain and fire, but it doesn't really matter. I didn't even realize that when we were looking at it. And then he went back to the NFL and he was played for the Seahawks from '99 to 2002. So and then he was still a safety, which I mean obviously he couldn't have been that good because he lasted in the league for 4 total years. But and then he was done being a safety and then he went to the CFL. But this time he was a quarterback.
Quarterback in the sea. What team did he play for?
I'll tell you, he's played for a lot actually. The Ottawa Renegades, Saskatchewan Roughriders, Toronto Argonauts, and Edmonton Eskimos. And then he played for the Saskatchewan Roughriders again as a QB. Which I guess he
was really good too.
Yeah, he played for 11 years from 03 to 14. So I mean
the rules in the CFL are crazy.
Yeah.
You only get 3 downs.
Really? I know I've seen Arena Football because only because of the Kurt Warner movie. But it was actually I'd watch that movie. It's kind of good.
Canadian football, you only get 3 downs and you can do like an onside punt.
Wait, no. That's which one's the one where you can go for on 4th and 15 for an onside punt or kick?
I think that's Canadian football.
Is it?
Yeah.
What about the one in the US? I'm pretty sure that's
the US. It's one
USFL?
of I think, yeah. Which honestly I'd like that better than the onside kick.
Yeah.
1 second, fellas.
He said, "Hey Tristan." Bro, you didn't have to go on mute. Look at this guy. Okay, but I guess I'll keep talking. But the USFL is not even that bad.
Tom. I gotta help my roommate out.
Yeah, no, just go for it. I'll just yap about the USFL. Honestly, I think I'll look when their season starts. But for a filler, or is it the XFL? Oh, they merged with the XFL. I forgot about that. They're actually merging. They're merging this year, and they're gonna go by the UFL, United Football League. But I'm gonna look when they start.
I'm back momentarily.
Okay, no, just do your thing because I'm interesting myself right now.
Oh.
Start. Oh, start date. Wait.
Are you looking for spring football?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to look. Not University of Florida. What? No. Okay, I'll just look at USFL. It'll probably pop up.
Because I remember the XFL and USFL merged.
This is just. The regular season started on April 15th. So I'm assuming it'll start around that time again. But it's for filler, obviously it's fun for the drafts around then, so maybe not then. But after that, you're kind of training camp. I mean, it doesn't start till June. So you have a little grace period. I guess you have rookie camp. But you have time to fill. It's it's not that bad of a product. The only time I remember watching is just me hungover, and I'm just we're gonna watch some USFL football.
Should we pick a team?
Yeah, dude. Let's pick one now because we just have to pick one and roll with it. Teams. Should we do geographically, or should we just pick one of the toughest names?
Bro, John DiFilippo is the coach for one of them.
Really?
Yeah. For those of you who don't know who that is, he used to be the quarterback's coach for the Bears.
I don't know if these are the teams. I know they merged.
There's the Birmingham Stallions, the Houston Roughnecks, Memphis Showboats, Michigan Panthers. That's the USFL conference. XFL conference, Arlington Renegades, DC Defenders, San Antonio Brahmas, and St. Louis Battlehawks.
Where did you find this?
Literally just look up USFL schedule 2024. It's the first link.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I'll see the names. I need you guys watching. We get all the fans of this team. Okay, here it is. Wait, no, I'm a liar.
Technical difficulties for Tom.
What happened?
You're very fuzzy.
Oh shit. Wait, how do I?
Kentucky Wi-Fi at its finest.
Wait, am I good now, or like, is it my mic?
Both.
I'm gonna. Should I plug it back in? Here, give it a try.
Hello?
Oh, there we go. Okay, I didn't know how to unmute myself. I was like talking. I can't hear you now.
Because I'm not
What?
talking.
Tristan, I don't understand here.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Oh, audio.
I can hear you.
Okay, I might have to like leave and join back really quick. Should I do that? Okay, and give me like I'll be back in like 30 seconds. That's really weird.
Man, we're off to a tough start this week. First, I gotta leave for 2 minutes. Then Tom's having Wi-Fi issues. I hope you guys can hear me. I think you guys can. If you can't, then we're in trouble. Here, Tom's back.
Okay,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I hear you now. I don't.
All right, good.
Okay, that was really weird. It like muted you, and then I was like, I don't even know. I don't know. Oh yeah, we're gonna pick a USF or UFL.
Yeah.
Bro, get rid of these ads. Come on. Bro, I don't even
I
see
think
it.
the closest one to
Oh,
Chicago
here it is.
is probably
I just want to pick
either
the. I just want to pick the toughest name, low key.
dude, the Brahmas. Wade Phillips is the head coach of that one.
I kind of like the Memphis Showboats. Oh, it's John DeFilippo.
That's how DeFilippo's team.
Should we? Like the Showboats is a raw name. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, that is raw.
The Brahmas too, but I don't even know what that is though. But oh, they played
a
a dome though.
the Alamo
Oh,
Dome. That's where Arizona played.
Dude, the DC Defenders play the Audi Field. That's sick.
I want to say a Brahma is like a cow.
I was thinking llama.
Or it's a bull.
A Brahma llama. I don't even. There's a lot of domes.
Oh, wait.
Whoa, the Michigan Panthers play at Ford Field.
It's like a cow. Yeah, they do.
I'm thinking Showboats. Like we have the Bears connection there, and like, dude, the Showboats is like, you know me. That's the easy one I'd pick.
That'd be biggest showboat ever, Tom.
Yeah.
All right, Memphis Showboats. We're locking it in.
We are the Showboats. Go. Dude. Wait. Is there like a sign for it? Like go boats. Yeah, all right, we're Showboats fans. We need to write this down so we remember this. I'm gonna follow them on Instagram right now. So I'm gonna see it and be like, oh yeah, I'm a fan of them. I'm gonna do that really quick. Memphis. There they are. 14,000 followers. Get your tickets now. Is there anybody in here in the draft I know? No.
DeFilippo. It looks like they're in.
Bro, they took a punter in the second round. They took an offensive coordinator in the first round. What? No, that has to be a center.
Dude, they were. Yeah.
It's like what?
They were 5-5 last year.
Mediocrity. Well, the damage has already been done.
Dude, I know we picked it already.
Do you know Luis Aguilar?
His name sounds familiar.
He was a kicker / punter for Arizona. Or maybe Northern Arizona. Yeah, Northern Arizona.
Does it say NAU?
It says N. Arizona. So yeah, they gave
it. That was NAU.
Yeah. Oh wait, they were by the Roughnecks. They drafted Christian McFarland from Idaho State in the safety 3rd round. Okay, let's stop talking about the UFL.
Yeah. Let's get back to some Bears news here.
I guess we're talking about offensive coordinator, so we can. Oh wait, no, we're not. I'm lying.
No, we're not. We're talking about. We talked about the Bears QB coach who played in the CFL, and then we went on this 15-minute tangent.
Is it really 15 minutes talking about the UFL?
I mean, we're 14 minutes into the pod.
That's awesome.
Hey man, Memphis Showboats, we're coming for the chip this year.
Go Boats, baby.
Watch them go like 1-9.
We're cursed.
We're cursed, man. We had the Bears and then the showboats.
Yeah.
All right, Bears news. They finally got a DC. They hire Eric Washington. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know a lot about him.
I do. But I really like him. I made a whole TikTok about him. A lot of
Kentucky
research about
Wi-Fi
that.
is so bad, Thomas. My goodness.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe it's your room
Maybe. I mean, my
because
thing is,
in the
I guess it's never happened. I mean, can you still hear me right now?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Is it clear now?
It's clearer than it was 2 minutes ago.
Okay. I mean, I guess I could go over there, but like that chair is low key uncomfy as hell, bro.
Uncomfortable.
I can go to like the couch and like I don't even. Why would it matter though?
I have no clue.
I think we're just gonna have to ride it out.
We'll roll with it.
I mean, just like let me know and I can try to fix it. But like I was saying though, I made a minute 30 TikTok about him that I thought was so good and got like 800 or maybe
On
got,
Eric Washington,
yeah, dude, I think was elite.
better than your freaking. This commercial's so great,
dude, no, that hit over 1,000 views though.
bro. I just like to point out after your clown commercial, you spelled Brandon or you spelled Ayuk wrong.
Yeah, dude, I have no idea spell Ayuk. I always struggle with it. Every time I see his name, I'm like, all right, man, we're just gonna go for it. I think I added a U or too many U's.
Speaking of that comment, if you guys did end up seeing the TikTok, it was a rough day on the. We made a lot of donations yesterday.
Yeah, well, I recovered. You,
dude, it was not good. Tom made some of the coin back.
Yeah,
I mean, ramen for the week after yesterday.
It's so bullshit too, because for some reason that was a Kentucky special that you didn't get. So I had Ayuk and Amon-Ra over 60 yards like each. It was like plus 150. I put $10 on it, and it hit. I mean, Amon-Ra is pretty easily, and Ayuk got his off that Kindle Vildor like bounce off his helmet catch, which was awesome. But it was a Kentucky special, and Amon-Ra went to USC, and Ayuk went to Arizona State, so I don't quite understand how that works. But I mean, we'll take what we can get.
Forks down.
Yeah, so there was a CMC like special on Picks, and we went 0 for 4 because we put $4 $5 bets.
We got played by the Ravens, though.
I know they screwed us.
Mark Andrews is playing, but he's only going to play 4 snaps.
Yeah, why would you not play Mark Andrews in a do or die game? Even if he's like a little banged up, he's still like. I mean, he looks fine when he was out there too. Yeah. I don't even. Who knows? And then we had Justin Tucker's over in field goals, and that just. I mean, if Lamar stopped like turning the ball over. Oh no, is the mic that bad? You could have just said that out loud.
Yeah, I guess I could have.
Should I like switch the beats maybe?
No, it's not like the mic quality. I think you should just try go to the couch.
Okay, we'll move because my computer has juice now. That was the whole part of the reason we went over here. That and my back was like kind of mid. I don't know why I said mid. That literally didn't have that context.
That's 15.
Bro, that's not fish. Just slip on words.
I wish I knew what you just said there.
I'm on the couch. Dude, like this picture's like screwed right now too. I don't even. What is going on?
Kentucky, baby.
Yeah, no, guys. When I have my own apartment next year, we'll fix this. But it's just what we're. I mean, what was I talking about? Our betting.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, but Justin Tucker, like, if Lamar turned the ball over in the red zone, or got sacked, or like anything happened, so many times, and then
I don't even want to talk about it. It's just such a bad day.
I mean, I feel like we just got to finish it up at this point. Then we had Mahomes over in passing yards, and he missed by like 4 yards, and like he had like 180 at halftime. So that was bad. And then
he needed like 60 or something in the second half,
and he didn't get it.
For whatever, he didn't get it.
And then we had Jahmyr Gibbs over in passing over in receiving yards, and Jared Goff I think missed him 5 different. Like he threw it to him.
Oh my goodness!
Or like overthrew him, underthrew him, whatever it was. He should have had like a 30-yard touchdown, and Jared Goff just
Yeah,
missed him.
yeah. My boost was I had McCaffrey and Gibbs to combine for 200 all-purpose yards. It was looking exquisite. I was at like 135 at halftime. And then Dan Campbell, we'll talk about this in a minute because I think Dan
Yeah,
Campbell's an idiot.
we're gonna have our own like segment on like both of the games. We just want to talk about our gambling mishaps.
Uh Dan Campbell just said screw Jahmyr Gibbs. And
And
then Purdy was like, I'm not throwing it or giving it to McCaffrey anymore. It's the Debo Samuel show. And I was like, wow.
there it is. And then I made coin back on that, my Ayuk and Amano. And then I forgot I had a bet with my mom. She thought the Lions were gonna win, and I thought the Niners were gonna win, and it was just like a $10 thing, like hey. And obviously, as we know, the Niners won. But
The kid got it back.
yeah, we got it back. Great odds. Use
Yeah,
mom.
for
Use mom.
real.
Use mom's sportsbook. It was so funny. She was like, "I told you when we were up like 24-7," and they choked.
Your mom pulled a CJ Gardner Johnson
Yeah,
or
she was
whatever
like
his name is.
waving goodbye. But let's talk about the DC hire because we'll talk about the games later.
Yeah, I mean,
So he used to be with the Bears at one point. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I was listening to CHGO, and I forget his name, but he was a D lineman for the Bears in like the Lovie Smith era, and that's when Washington was with the Bears. And he said he's a very good like he holds you accountable type of coach, and then like that he really liked him as a coach, and that like he still talks to him to this day. I forget who it is. It's not like some like household name, but that's
he
interesting.
was, yeah, English. He was a defensive line coach at Buffalo.
Yeah, like for the last 3 years. And then he was also a DC for the Panthers in 18 and 19. I think that,
They weren't terrible. They're middle
I
of the
think
road.
I think that's when they went to the Super Bowl though.
18 and 19? No.
I thought it was 18. Or was it 16? It was 18.
2015 was when they went to the Super Bowl.
No way. Panthers. I think it was 16. It was Super Bowl 50.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 2016.
Well, it's the 2015 season.
Oh no, 2016, buddy.
But I have the stats up. They were in 2018, they were 19th in opponents points per game with 23.9. And then 2019, they were very bad. They're 31st.
Okay, he was a D line coach. He was with the Panthers during it. He just wasn't the DC yet.
He wasn't DC.
He got promoted right after. So
He must
Good.
have done something, right?
yeah. But I wanted to say that he's just like he was with the Bears. Like, I guess we brought it up. He was with the Bears already, which is kind of cool. And okay. This is kind of cool about the guy that knew him on the Bears. He was the defensive line coach on Northwestern when the guy was D lineman at Northwestern, and that's how he came to the Bears is because he had that connection through Eric Washington.
Yeah.
But no, he's like had a long career, and the biggest thing now is that Poles is actually getting guys with experience, not like just kind of like you've never done this before.
Quarterbacks coach from Green Bay who was carried by the second greatest quarterback of all time,
And had LaFleur.
and had LaFleur calling plays.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
did he even do?
bro was just Rodgers' friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but oh my god, I lost my train of thought.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like to hire because I mean the Bills have always had solid defenses. Obviously, he wasn't the DC.
I think they were
But,
first
like-
in sacks this year. They might have, or
Yeah,
third
their
or
defensive
something.
their defensive line has always been really solid.
Yeah, and he's like
with not a whole bunch.
he's helped. Like I really like Greg Rousseau, and he's like developed pretty
Yeah.
decently. He was really raw coming out of school.
I liked him out of Miami.
Yeah, me too. That's why I was so happy. Like for a team, they were it was the AFC Championship, was it?
I
I
think.
think it was the Diggs year where he did the thing. But
God, he ruined everybody.
yeah, But,
Everybody does that now.
yeah, I was happy. Like teams should do that more often. Like their team, like because people are like, oh, they should take a running back. That's such a waste of resources. Just like
A
they
running
gotta,
back in the first round.
I'll never
is-
agree.
I there's maybe two in the league right now that I use a first round pick on.
Is anybody that like contributes in the passing game?
It probably McCaffrey
It might be
for
it.
sure. And that's probably it, honestly. Maybe Saquon when he's healthy
No,
because he's the whole Giants offense.
no, I disagree. But
Didn't Saquon get picked like third,
second,
second? That's actually crazy.
yeah, it might be a bear. Who knows?
Wouldn't hate it. We'll talk about it
I,
probably next week.
all right, I guess I'll talk about my thoughts, but little preview. I don't know, man. You can look at all the past Super Bowl teams and none of them paid their running backs, unless the Niners win this year. But
That is true. But
it
I
just doesn't make
mean,
sense to. I guess when you have the
it'd
only
have to
reason
be
it
the right
works,
deal.
the only reason it works for the Niners though is because Purdy gets 700,000 a year. It's the only reason it works.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's just such a rare. They're an outlier in so many different categories.
To anyone thinking that, oh, build the team around Fields, look at the 49ers. The 49ers probably have the best roster in the league.
They're such an outlier.
Also,
Jason's been
you won't be able to build a team around Fields if he's getting paid $40 million.
yeah, he's in that weird ground. I think I was talking to my friend Ian about it, and it was like I wish there was like a range, like a world where QBs could get paid like 25 million a year, but there isn't.
He's in the Daniel Jones money
Yeah, I know, and
range.
they fucked the market.
The Giants really screwed everyone over with that deal.
But like there should be a world where they get paid 25 mil. Like not everybody's elite. That's just fine.
I think the only way around it is I know a lot of Chicago sports talk radio guys have talked about this. You have to the best way to get around like teams being screwed over by their quarterback contracts is you have one contract that doesn't count towards the salary cap.
What? That's stupid.
I mean, it is stupid, but also like teams are just losing all this talent because the cap isn't increasing as fast as these contracts are.
Okay, but realistically, like they could just spend like I don't like okay when Lamar is a free agent, you
It
could
would
just
have to be
it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. I just
yeah.
disagree.
I don't think it would work, but I mean, think about it. The Bears could have paid Mac all of that, and then it wouldn't have counted as the cap.
Everybody would use it on a QB though.
Well, I mean, Mitch was on a rookie deal,
Well,
but
like
yeah,
I'm saying, like as soon as like let's say your QB is like, I wonder what the world would be like if like Fields didn't have to get paid that money. Like it didn't get paid against the cap. I'd still want Williams personally, but
I don't care if we. I mean,
I don't even like think about the cap. Like the rookie contract really. I mean, obviously it matters, but I don't weigh that in as much. I just want the better player.
it's as simple as that, really.
Yeah. But I mean, we can. I guess we'll probably be talking about this every week until the draft,
Till
which
the
is
draft.
it's the world we live in, unfortunately. I know it
Lucky
gets
for
old, but
us, we don't have to make that decision because Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham have to make that decision because the Chargers filled their general manager vacancy, and I don't remember who it was, but it wasn't Ian Cunningham.
oh wait, yeah, no, I'm an idiot. I know the Chargers GM went to the Raiders. That
Yeah,
if I'm correct, Tom
let's just look it
something,
up.
like Palesso or something like that. Here, I'll be right back, really quick. But you just tell them about him.
Yeah. So the Chargers are hiring Ravens Joe Horitz, who is the director of player personnel, as their general manager, according to Adam Schefter. I don't know. I feel like the biggest problem with the Chargers was their roster was really solid and the coaching was terrible, but both the general manager and coach got screwed for it. The Chargers are going to be really good next year. Obviously, you don't want to bet against Mahomes, but you have Herbert and then Harbaugh plus a high pick this year, so that's going to be a fun division with him, Mahomes, whatever the Broncos do with Sean Payton, and then there's the Raiders. But I like Antonio Pierce. But Ian Cunningham's thing is so large for for the Bears because it's probably the biggest offseason maybe ever, just because there's so many huge decisions that they're going to have to make that it's nice to be able to get this Ian Cunningham to stay and help Poles with these decisions.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about, but yeah, just like an offseason that's this important. You want to have your best guys. I mean, after after this offseason, like they're gonna spend. Obviously, there's some
Yeah.
guys. I kind of want to bring it back really quick to Eric Washington. We didn't mention this. He has a very good connection with Brian Burns, which they've worked out together. So I mean, I know I don't. I think he's gonna get tagged,
Yeah,
but
you're going to have to, it'd be like a sign and trade.
you'd have to probably trade a first for him too, which sucks.
You would? I
You
don't
would.
think I'd do it.
He's so good. I mean, it depends on like the
I
deal
know
you get
he's
him on.
so good, but I just feel like,
Paying two guys on the edge.
yeah.
I get it.
I
Imagine
think
doing
you probably
Sweat and
maybe draft
Burns.
someone. We'll talk about that in a second.
Imagine Sweat and Burns. Oh,
That would be lethal.
that would actually be like.
With Dexter in the middle, man.
And then you have Big Billings stopping the run.
Yeah, dude, that'd be a
Oh,
nuts defensive line.
that's where I was talking about. Like we are literally a D line away from being like an elite defense. It's
Well, we
fun.
might be a corner away. Jalen Johnson needs to be paid.
He'll get paid. I remember they said he's
Cole
not
said
going.
he's not leaving.
He's not
So,
leaving, and then Jalen was like, "I want to be a Chicago Bear." So
yeah.
I like our odds. And even
And a
like
safety because we're going to
he's,
cut Eddie Jackson most
I
likely.
think he's gonna get tagged though. It's like the
JJ?
unfortunate world for JJ is like his season was so good. He played at like the top corner of the league, and like you want to bank on him not having as good of a year to pay him less, which is stupid, but it's just how it works.
Well, I think outside of the Claypool trade, that's probably Pole's biggest blunder was.
Yeah, not paying him in time.
I mean, Jalen, he wanted like 18.
Yeah, and he said the market has changed. I want to just something. Jorge Polanco just got traded, which is
To who?
Seattle, I think. Wait, I just saw it. Yeah, he got traded for Seattle.
Mariners.
It was Anthony Desclafani, Justin Topa, along with prospects Gabriel Gonzalez and Darren Brown. Burt Bowen, sorry, I can't read. 4-player for Polanco. Why is Polanco worth that much? Because Gabriel Gonzalez is like fringe top 100.
Well,
So-
Polanco's a really solid player. I'm not
I
gonna,
get
he's
it.
not like elite, but
That's I don't know. In my opinion, it's too much. But hey, what do I know?
I mean, what did they get? They're
That's what I'm saying. They got Desclafani, like a fringe top 100 guy, and another prospect.
who was the return? It was Gabriel Gonzalez and Darren Bowen. So they're number 3 prospect, but he's 20 already in high A.
What's wrong with that? I'm confused here. That's perfectly fine.
I know. And he's probably a year behind. And then they're 34. I mean, MLB doesn't have their prospect list up for whatever reason for the Mariners. It says coming soon.
Well, okay, but
But
I
that
try.
sucks. I wouldn't have hated the Cubs trying to trade for him. But
Where would he play him?
Third.
I guess, but I don't know. Okay, we can talk about it later.
Never
But
mind. Yeah.
we'll talk about it on Friday, I guess. Just talk about it around the league. But I have my thoughts.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting with that, but I feel like that's kind of important news.
Some big news. Oh man, the Bears Twitter totally just pranked me.
What happened?
Well, they tweeted out a highlight mixtape of Jalen Johnson saying "Welcome to Jalen Island," and I thought they extended him. But they've just been doing that for everybody. People took the Justin Fields one way too far. They're like, "He's staying. He's him. Him plus MHJ."
Oh my goodness. Him, MHJ, Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh,
Me and
no.
Tristan say it like 5 times a day. We find it so funny. We're
gonna talk about it because the Bears are interviewing a wide receiver.
I want to lead off with this. The first guy I guess we could talk about is Chris Beatty, He's the wide receiver coach for the Chargers, and like Bears season on Instagram made a post like they're gonna interview him. It's like okay, and then I'm sorry, but some Bears fans are so fucking stupid.
I think we have one of the dumbest fan bases
That's
in the
like
league.
me. So Ian's a Steelers fan. We talk about we may have the two dumbest fan bases. Because he sends me these like dumbass like posts on Instagram. It's like Jalen Johnson is such a Steeler, or L'Jarius Sneed top landing spot for the Steelers. Or, and
Bears fans, I just want to point this out there. Every single football team, all the way down to high school football, has a wide receiver coach. Just because the Bears are interviewing a wide receiver coach does not mean they're taking MHJ number 1 overall.
I'm gonna read it because I sent Tristan a screenshot. And, okay, I'm just gonna call these guys out. Matthew Ibich, MHJ, come on down. 8 likes. MHJ by Chris Miles. Must plan on using a high pick on wide receiver. All World Cal. Like, bro, these are multiple people. They're all getting likes in their comments. It's like, are you kidding me?
It makes 0 sense.
I don't even like. I'm sorry, but if you think that, you're gonna have to find a new hobby.
I mean, I don't get it. Honestly.
Imagine like, wait. We hired Kerry Joseph. Oh my, we must be taking Caleb.
But by that logic, yeah. We hired a QB coach. We're taking a quarterback.
We gotta be taking Caleb, dude. No way.
Yeah.
No way, we're not, dude. Like, bro, what? I was like, I didn't even think it was real, but we could talk about Chris Beatty. I just want to mention that because I don't know.
I think we should talk about all three.
I want to talk about one more dumb thing, I guess, while we're on the topic about the guy that said there's some guy that got to go out of like, traction. I'd rather be good with Fields than great with Caleb Williams.
My goodness. I don't.
Are you even a fan of the team?
At that point, you're a Fields fan, which is fine. You're not a Bears fan. I guarantee you can go up to a good chunk of Bears fans and say, if the Bears draft Caleb Williams, they'll win 2 Super Bowls in the next 5 years. But if they keep Fields, they'll make it to the NFC Championship game 3 times and lose all 3 times. And they're going to pick the NFC Championship game.
Oh, even if you say like they win 1 with Fields, like hypothetically, they're like, oh, Fields for sure. Like, bro, what?
I don't get it. I mean, I've liked Fields since Georgia, really, in Ohio State. I thought he was going to be the QB savior for the Bears. He just isn't. I don't understand why our fan base is obsessed with mediocrity.
I didn't, but then I like, so like this will happen. I guarantee this is what's gonna happen for these Bears fans that are still Fields obsessed. For me, Tristan, I did not. I don't know. Fields just didn't do it for me coming out of the draft.
Tom didn't really like Fields coming out of college, and I
it was just so
much hate for it.
And then I was just like, like obviously I'm gonna root for him and try to convince myself that he's good because that's what you do as a fan. Just
exactly.
everyone does it, but I didn't like him. And then you shit on me.
I shit on you because you freaking. I think Trey Lance is better than him.
Okay, I mean, we're both ending up in the same spot here, so I guess no. At least you're getting something for Fields, but yeah, I mean. QB is hard to. That's why when people hate on if honestly any QB ever, you're better off. I'm just like, oh, he's not going to be good. Your odds are way better in that because that's just how it's so hard to find a good QB. Even I want Caleb Williams, but all these people that are like, oh, don't take Caleb, he's going to suck. They could totally be right, and that's just how it is in the NFL. But you got to shoot, and I think he's going to be good. This Picking guys is just hard. It's just how it is. Even it's gonna sound crazy, but even Andrew Luck, one of the best QB prospects of all time. Nothing's a guarantee, dude.
Nothing. Even Peyton Manning.
Yeah. Or Trevor. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, he was generational, and now everybody's saying he was, and that's just you're just have hindsight bias. And he's he's good, but I wouldn't say he's the top 10 QB. He's in that
agreed.
I don't even know what tier I'd put him in. Like that, maybe like 12, like that, like 14 to 10 ish range.
Yeah.
That's probably fair. I'm not like looking at a list of QBs, so don't like quote me on it. But I mean, that's what it is, and it's like, that's what I hate is everybody's so like, oh, I knew it. Like, no, you didn't. You didn't. Because
I just
you
go
go. Are you okay? I'll keep rambling. But
because I'm going on a side tangent in a second.
all right. I was like, like 2021, 2020. What was that draft? Was
The
it one?
Fields draft,
Yeah, COVID.
2021.
It was okay. I guess it was right after COVID year.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm an idiot because I'm not like. I mean, we really progressed in football throughout like that. Like that was kind of when we really stepped. But like before, I was like, I'm an idiot, and like this obviously would never have happened. But I'm like, dude, trade Khalil Mack and our first round pick for Trevor Lawrence. What actually is like would never happen. I don't like.
No.
I know, but like I was like 15, so
Yeah.
who?
Everyone has that dumb
Well,
take when they're
we were young, so we don't understand how it
15,
works. I mean, if you're
14
young,
too.
listening to this, like, I mean, you learn the game as you watch more and how it works. But I
When I
wanted
was,
to
I
get him
mean,
so bad.
when I was 15, I said that we've talked about it a ton. Just beating a dead horse here. Bears
Yeah,
were going 14-2, and Mitch was gonna win the MVP.
yeah. That's. I mean, we just. I mean, obviously, it's like you're not gonna
Yeah,
get a. You're not like no, like get offended by it. It's just funny to bring up.
it's hilarious. I just want to point out. I will. I mean, this argument. It's not an argument because we're on the Caleb Williams side, but this topic will be discussed much farther along in the offseason. I'm sure of it. Caleb Williams did less, or I'm sorry, did more with less. Like Fields had 3 first-round wide receivers. Um, 3 first-round wide receivers, elite offensive line, and elite defense. I mean, Caleb Williams played. You could say, oh, he played in the Pac-12. I watched Pac-12 football all year. Everyone who says that the defenses sucked in the Pac-12 are just dumb.
There's like a good like there's like maybe half have a good defense.
He put up 43 on Arizona, elite
He
defense.
okay, let's think. Arizona's good defense.
He put up
Utah,
32 on Utah.
UCLA,
He put up
Oregon. Did he play Oregon? I
Oregon
don't know if
for
he played Oregon
27.
this year.
Yeah, he did.
Washington, their D line is they're a weird defense. They're
Their secondary sucks. Their D
Yeah.
line's good. Put up 42 on Washington. He only put up 20 on UCLA. Whatever. UCLA had the best defense in the conference.
They had a top 10 defense in all of college football.
Yeah,
So
they
that's
put up
fine.
27 on Oregon.
Let me just look at Pac-12 a second, like because you know more about it than me because you're in that conference. So that would make sense.
Not anymore.
Well,
For
yeah,
football. Big 12, here we come, baby.
I don't.
see when-
I just don't like the Big 12 to be honest. But
I don't like the Big 10 anymore.
well, I don't know why. It's just like the Big 12 is just like is little brother. To be honest,
Everyone's little brother to the SEC in football.
I guess just really in like when you think about like big like sports conferences, you're not like you're not saying Big 12 with your first 2 picks. You're saying SEC and Big 10.
Well, for football, yeah, Big 12 is easily the best basketball conference.
Yeah, they're a basketball conference. I'm looking here. Wasn't you said Oregon State's defense was good?
Oregon State had a good. I don't think they played Oregon State though.
I didn't quite agree to be honest, but that's fine. We don't have to agree on everything.
USC didn't play Oregon State this year.
Okay, must have played him last year then. Yeah, but like, so he's in a power like probably they were number 2 this year.
They
Probably
were the second best Power 5 conference.
that's yeah. Okay, we could agree on that.
SEC will always be first.
Yeah, and I talk about this like with anybody in a bowl game, and they play an SEC team. It's just different. It's just how it is. They're like just like the trench plays like above.
They're just
beyond.
bigger, really.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it.
A little plug for next year's draft, not this one. Deion Walker is gonna be absolutely nuts in the NFL. Defense tackle.
That's the guy on Kentucky, right?
Yeah, I'm a big. Have you noticed I'm a big D tackle guy?
You are a big D tackle guy. John Newton at 9, maybe. We'll talk about it in a second.
He's falling. He's undersized.
That's his problem.
I don't think. I mean, we'll talk about potential prospects, but I want to say Caleb Williams this year. Brendan Rice is like a day 2,
A
maybe day
third
3.
rounder. He might get picked in the second round
I
just because of
I
his last name.
I would just disagree so much if that happened. Whoever, if the Bears get a second round pick and trade or draft him because they get Caleb Williams, I'd be like, no. Like at a
It'd be
certain
dumb.
point, you just don't do that.
Yeah,
But and his O line, god awful. Like this year, that thing was terrible.
atrocious.
There was this play against Washington. He got pressure immediately, spun the guy out, and then threw out like a 30-yard corner route on the money. One of the
That was
best
the
plays I've seen.
touchdown pass, right?
Yeah, that thing was nuts. And I don't even like how they say his play style won't work in the NFL. I hate I know that there's no
The-
good his best compare. I'm not saying he's gonna be Mahomes,
I
but
know exactly what you're gonna say.
his play style is exactly like Mahomes. I'm not saying he's gonna be as good as him, but if you had to compare him to somebody, it's him, and it's just like it's unfair to him, but it's just how it is.
I mean, look at the one play. I think it was a touchdown pass yesterday. Mahomes. I mean, it took 10 seconds for Mahomes to throw the ball. Maybe it was a touchdown pass.
You're talking about the 3rd and 5.
Yeah, yeah. It took 10 seconds for him to throw the ball. And watching that play, you can't sit there and be like, Caleb Williams doesn't look like that. Neither of us are saying Caleb Williams is going to be the 3rd greatest quarterback of all time. But the talent and the similar game style is there.
The only thing the only way I see he doesn't pan out is he turns into like a guy that throws like 15 picks a year. That's
I
the
mean,
only.
even then, 15. I mean, how many
That's
picks
not
Mahomes
good.
have this?
Okay, Mahomes, he had a lot of drop pick. I guess was that last year or this year? He had a lot of drop picks last year. His receivers didn't help him at all. We obviously know.
I mean, I
and
think.
he's in the
I
Super
mean,
Bowl.
Mahomes had 14 interceptions this year.
That's not good. I mean, if we're being honest, but he had an elite defense, which helps. But I mean, he had Kelsey and Rashee Rice. Everybody else is absolute bomb.
14, 12, 13 picks the last 3 years.
He's
2020 and 2019.
He's also a
he only
gambler,
had
though.
65.
I guess I don't know. It's weird. He used to be like more of like a deep shot guy. Another offense more like short game.
Yeah.
They kind of went to that, which is fine. But
I'm not even worried about the interceptions because he doesn't put the ball at risk like that. I'm worried he's going to turn into Sam Darnold and just fumble every other play, or Justin Fields and just fumble.
Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is he's going to have a better O line than he did in college. Which
he's gonna, with I guess NFL
better weapons too.
It is
obviously
probably the first time I mean, Andrew Luck came into an okay situation.
No,
that was the year Manning got hurt.
Dude, he literally the whole thing was his O line was absolutely awful his entire career. That's the reason he retired early. I mean, I know you know this, but I'm just talking.
I'm just saying, like Bryce Young's situation terrible. I mean, let's just look who's the last.
Yeah, I know. It's off the top of your head. It's always kind of hard. Last number 1 pick, NFL. Here we go.
All right, Bryce Young, terrible situation.
Whoa! Wait, I don't want the 30s.
Trevor Lawrence, his situation sucked.
They got the number 1 pick the next year after. Joe Burrow, absolutely trash his rookie year.
Terrible.
Kyler Murray. I mean,
terrible situation.
Not good. Baker. That was
Baker.
I mean, it was okay.
I mean, that was their 2nd year in a row with the number 1 pick. Jared Goff was okay because they traded up for that one.
Yeah.
Jameis, meh.
Yeah, and I mean we're going back. Then we go to Luck. Cam Newton. I don't really. I mean, this is kind of like.
Now we're going back. Like we were.
We were not. I think we're lower than that, but whatever. Doesn't matter.
I was 7 inches.
I remember. This is totally off topic, but like when we were the picture we took of like when you responded to a tweet and your math was completely wrong about how old you were.
Oh, of the Bulls, yeah. The Bulls posted the Derrick Rose Christmas shoes from like 2012, I think it was. I don't know why
you're like, I was 4. Like,
Yeah, they were. Yeah, we'll have to find it. But they were like, "How old were you when the Bulls when Derrick Rose wore these on Christmas Day or whatever?" And I was like, I was 6."
I mean, that's just we're both born in '04, so it just like doesn't make any
It made no sense. Looking back, I don't know. I want to say I actually I have no response for it.
you
The
just gotta eat it.
only I'm just gonna eat it. But if I had to make up an excuse, that was when the Bulls were absolutely terrible last year, and I was
No.
so mad that I think I meant to tweet something about maybe they lost like 6 games in a row. That's the only excuse I have. It's definitely not what happened. I just
Yeah,
completely math wrong.
yeah. I remember seeing it. I laughed so hard. I was like, "There's no
I didn't
way."
even realize that. Let's see if I can find it.
Check our group chat.
Well, I'm just gonna look on my Twitter.
That would take forever to find, right?
I can just search it up. I think I put 6.
Yeah, I don't remember it like that, but here I know we have it in one of our group chats. Where would it be? It'd be this one. Oh yeah, I see it. It's the first one. Tomorrow in our 2012 Christmas jersey. How old were you when you wore these? 6. Lol. Here it is.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He was not 6.
I
So
was not
probably
6. I was 8.
yeah, I think so. That's just funny, but that was just a side thing. That was really funny. We never even.
Just
Honestly we kind of jumped the gun. We need to talk about the receiver coaches really quick. Just like we'll run through.
oh yeah, we did. Okay, we don't even have to go in depth, but I
Okay,
just
talk about
they,
each one. Chris. Okay,
they
Chris Beatty. What he's a Chargers receivers coach. He kind of helped revive Keenan Allen. He was kind of on a downtrend. He had a career year this year. He helped Mike Williams develop into what he was. And I mean, Quentin Johnston's been really bad. I don't even
told
like.
you that coming out of college though.
Yeah, we talked about. I jumped back at the start. I was like, "Oh, dude, this could be a dog." And then you kind of realize that he's 6'4" and terrible at contested catches, and then you're like, "Okay, well, no, for what size for what?" And he wasn't even that good of a route runner.
I mean,
But
he was a yak guy in college, but
yeah,
he's
um,
not a burner.
but like you
So
can't like teach drops. Like that's just not how that works.
yeah, you either have it or you don't.
Yeah, you can be like, "This is how you catch a ball." Like it's not. That's not how that works. That's one. The other one is Ike Hilliard. He's a Steelers wide receiver coach. I mean, they're notoriously good for developing wide receivers. They get
Yeah,
one every year, I feel like. So that could never be a bad option. I mean, Pickens, even Deontay. I mean, he like Claypool left and he was good with them and just fell off with us. If you want to go there, I don't know how long he's been with them. I'll look that up really quick, dude. If you want to see coaching career, Wikipedia is amazing.
is elite. Don't listen. I mean, don't any of you little ones out there listening, don't use Wikipedia for like an essay. But if you're just looking up random stuff, Wikipedia is very helpful.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say was the common denominator with all 3 of these guys is the wide receiver rooms on all these teams are elite.
Yeah. Who? Oh, I mean, has that been the only 2?
3, Sanjay Lal for the
Well,
Seahawks.
no, he's not. He dropped out.
Oh, he dropped out?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, they've been developing, and it's funny because as soon as Claypool left, we all know was terrible.
Oh,
Out of the league. He might be out of the league. Like I don't know what's gonna happen.
that is actually crazy.
He was terrible on the Dolphins. But then we'll talk about Sanjay Lawler a little bit. He was with Waldron in Seattle, and he was interviewing for the wide receiver coach, and then he dropped out of the race because I think might be becoming an OC.
Yeah.
The rumor is, I saw it. Oh my, where was it? I'll tell the team. So that's my fault. I don't know why I didn't write that down. Idiot. I'm kidding. Yeah, it's right here. Oh, Carolina with oh yeah, Canales was with Seattle.
Yeah.
He was their QB coach, so he knows that. I mean, that would make sense. I honestly would like that a lot for them. They need that.
I agree.
But I just wanted to touch up on that. But so far, I mean, I like it. I find it funny though that we interviewed Joe Barry for a DC, and I got scared.
That totally just has to be a information
I don't even
play.
know what you're asking for. Like, ooh, why was the Packers defense
Ooh,
so bad?
why was your
How are you
defense so bad?
how are you able
How
to
did
stop
you stop
Fields?
Fields twice?
Yeah, they Bryce Young dropped 30 on them, and Fields got like shut down both times.
Twice.
It's because they put Quay Walker in his spine to make him throw in.
Yeah, make Fields throw the ball, and you'll win the game.
Okay, but I mean, I feel like I don't know. We don't need to talk about that much. Talk about the championship games.
Championship games. Let's start with
Ravens Chiefs.
Ravens Chiefs.
It was like a close game, but it wasn't.
The Ravens were never in it.
No, like
really,
they were always like, wait, maybe, but like they never felt like they were gonna win.
It's one of those. I feel like this is such a stupid example, but it's one of those Madden games when you're playing against a really good dude, and you're down by one score, but you're not going to win the game.
Yeah, it's just inevitable that something's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it was close, but it wasn't. And what's honestly
they
like
shot themselves in the foot
so
many
much
times. Dude.
Lamar did not play good. That was he looked like Fields that game. Which is
I can see the comparisons.
There, he was standing in the pocket for so long and just not throwing it, and then would like take a sack,
and then just didn't. I mean, he had that one cool play.
Yeah.
Also, shout out Isaiah Likely for throwing his hand up, saying he's wide open in triple cover. Interception in the end zone.
Yeah, I saw something about it. Like it looked like PI, but like, what do you want them to do? There's 3 guys on him. Like you can't call that.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple.
I was just mad in the moment just because like I had money on the game.
Yeah, I know. I tweeted out the refs were helping the Chiefs. The one I tweeted that out after the
there's like a ticky-tack holding call.
Ticky-tack holding, but the big one was Travis Kelce literally shoved somebody, and then Kyle Van Noy just came in and started talking to him and barely bumped him. And then
it was on Van Noy.
Kyle Van Noy got the 15-yard penalty, which was stupid. But what are you gonna do? Yeah. Zay Flowers, bro.
He's so good, but he's just
you can't win with stupid players. That was a stupid play.
He had a couple stupid. I mean, 2, but he had like a 60-yard catch, and then he shoves the guy down and spins the ball in his face. So they were at like the 10-yard line. They go back to 25.
You can't even argue with that. Like that's literally what the league said to look for the referees.
He does. I think it was the same drive too. It's like 1st and 10. He gets a reception. He should be down like maybe the 2-yard line. He dives for the pylon and gets stripped. And
that was the same drive.
I mean, are you kidding?
I think you were for the pylon in general is just dumb.
If nobody,
he didn't even dive for the pylon. He dove for that in the middle of the field.
If you're like on the sideline,
I could see it. Yeah.
But like, and he dove like it was just not realistic.
Dude. Great play by I think it's L'Jarius Sneed.
Yeah, that was a great play,
but dumb.
Yeah, it was very dumb. It's like, and you're the best rushing team in the NFL. Like, it's a 2-yard line. You have Gus Bus. You have Lamar Jackson. Come on.
Let your other guys. You don't need to get it all.
Another thing is like I think they ran the ball and they had 8 design rounds. I saw something about that. That is insane. Yes. Remember, I was talking to you the entire game. Why are they not giving it to Gus Bus? Why are they not giving it to Gus Bus? And Gus Edwards. Sorry, I just
Gus Bus.
I don't understand why they weren't giving you the ball. I mean, that's how you can beat the Chiefs that's been ground and pound. That's what the Bills did. I mean, they scored so much on them, and it was their defense that failed them, and they just didn't. I don't know what the plan was, and
I have no clue.
They kept giving it to Justice Hill too, which I was so mad about.
He had a brutal game, man. It just constantly missing blocks in pass pro.
Yeah, it was so bad. I don't know what the personnel.
I don't either. There. Don't agree with any of those decisions.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a shame to see the Chiefs go back to the Super Bowl. I think I'm gonna bet on them though.
Dude, if the day comes and Mahomes is still plus money,
he's plus money.
I know he's plus money now, but he opens as plus money. I don't think he'll close as plus money.
Just bet on it now then. But they'll probably have some promo where we can just get it
Yeah,
back.
I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah.
But only one man can save us now.
Yeah, I just
Brock
don't.
Purdy.
It's kind of dumb in a way because I talked about it earlier how like Purdy's on like such a cheap deal so you could pay McCaffrey, but I just like I don't know. I like looking at like we talked about this like the Super Bowl winning QBs are all elite and they all have cheap running backs, and I feel like just by like looking at data, you just gotta pick the Chiefs.
Yeah. I mean, there's a very realistic scenario where the 49ers win,
Yeah, 100%. But
but
they couldn't
I
even take care
think
of the
they're gonna
Lions.
have to score 35 points.
They like they had a tough time they were down by 17 at one point.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll get into that.
I guess it's a
This
little
just
gateway.
made my day after losing all my coin.
Yeah, it revived it.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the Lions are like 1B for teams I hate now.
Yeah, it's just
They're up there with Green Bay for me now.
usually what happens is I hate teams fans, but they do have players I there can have a rare occasion where I actually hate some of their players. Kirby Joseph, Alex Anzalone, and CJ Gardner Johnson. Fuck them. I know you don't like Hutchinson, but he really is like you just don't like him because he's like good.
I mean, sure. I think he's a little overrated. I also think
I
sacks are
used
an overrated stat.
I used to think that. Okay, you say that, and I hate to
They're
defend the guy.
important.
I hate to defend the guy, but I think he led the league in pressures this year.
Yeah.
So I think
He's a good player.
I honestly think you don't like him emotionally, which is fine. I mean,
Yeah, I don't not like him because of he's a dirty player or whatever. He's just a good player on a division rival.
yeah, and that's fine.
But Alex Anzalone, CJ Gardner Johnson, and Kirby Joseph,
they're just dirty players.
screw you guys. Shouldn't
Yeah.
even be in the league.
Yeah, no, it was nice because my roommate's a Vikings fan, so we were on common ground of like absolutely just like they cannot win.
Real talk, the NFC North fans who wanted the Lions to win, you're
What is
not a
wrong with
real
you?
fan of your team at that point. You're just a clown.
This is true. If I had to pick a team to win, it would probably be the Vikings, but I wouldn't want them to win. Like, and that wasn't the Bears.
But I mean,
some people just have to be the dumpster fire.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
And I don't want it to be us. I don't want it to be us. So somebody else has to do it. We could talk about.
Well, let's talk about how they blew the biggest lead in NFC Championship game history.
Is that true?
It beat the Packers 16 points in 2014.
Yeah, that's bad.
I also want to talk about Dan Campbell.
I have an unpopular opinion about that, but you can go ahead.
About Dan Campbell?
Yeah.
He's a good coach and builds a good culture. This guy's in-game decisions are so bad.
I disagree. And I will tell you why.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this is how they got here the whole year. They were 17 for 20 on 4th and 3 and less the entire year. And their kicker is also any from 40 plus. He's been super inconsistent. I totally understand
Badgley, right?
Yeah, I think it's the Money Badger. It's funny. He's really good in college. But I know everybody's shitting on him for it. They've done it all year and it's worked for them all. That's how they got here. And I hate that people are like cherry picking this play. And also the play worked. Just Josh Reynolds dropped it.
Yeah. Well, then the second one, the first one I understood. The second one is just egregious.
Okay. I do agree because they were down by 3. But I honestly think it's fine. And I know nobody else like you look at the internet, nobody agrees. And they're just it's hindsight bias. And I hate that.
Yeah.
Like,
my argument's gonna revolve around not hindsight bias. Or I'm gonna try to.
Okay, yeah, please.
The first one, if you get it, congrats. You're probably gonna win the game. But momentum, like people who say momentum isn't a real thing,
it is
are
real.
Just like momentum is a real thing. You're on the road up 14. Let's say you kick the field goal and you make it. It's a 3-score game. It takes the air out of the stadium. But now you go for it and you don't get it. The stadium is buzzing. And then after that, they really couldn't do anything.
As like if I personally would have taken the field goal, yes. But in this circumstance, I totally get it. I mean, they've been doing it all year. Ben Johnson's the best OC in the league. The stats back it up. I just think it's winning way too much hate, and I just genuinely disagree with it.
It's
It's
getting too much hate by people who are saying, "Oh, well, then the 49ers went in to score." I mean, yeah, but you have to look at it at the time.
okay. Imagine they get it and they go down and score a touchdown. I think this game is over.
The game is you're up 21 then.
I hope this brings like I know like what you said. I hope this makes you kind of change your mind a little bit because it it just like I agree with him. I understand it.
I got the risk. I think I just thought it was stupid at the time. And then the second one was there's no way you can defend the second one.
I agree.
You're down
And
3
it was a chip shot.
points. Exactly. I think they're on the 20-yard line or something.
Yeah, the Money Badgers make that one.
Take the points.
Money Badger Bears legend played like one game for us.
Yeah.
Might have been against the Lions actually.
I think it was the
No,
Giants.
yeah, I was gonna say I think it was the Giants. I am wrong. But I do want to talk about something he said in his press conference. He said if there was a year to do it, it was this year, and he's right.
He's 100% right.
And that's the thing I respect about him. He's real.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I still like him. I know he's obviously we're talking about like you
He
shouldn't.
sounds like a good dude.
I don't root for him, but like I like it if that makes sense. Like I don't want him to win, but I like him.
Yeah.
feel like
I mean,
there could be a world where you can do that.
him saying that this could be our only shot is true. Green Bay is probably the favorite to win the division
Everybody's
next year.
on the rise except the Vikings.
Vikings.
They're in a kind of a shitty spot.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
I don't like their GM Quessy, but
He's just missed on 2 straight drafts outside of Jordan Addison.
yeah, it's been bad.
I-
But the
I
Bears,
think they should trade Jay Jettis.
you can't. It's
You
just one of those-
can't, but I think they should. We'll save that for another day.
I think they should trade up for a QB. But I mean, if they should have done it last year.
There's a report that they wanted. There was
Yeah, you said
gonna
Anthony
make an
Richardson?
offer for
Yeah, was it Richardson?
for number 1 with
Oh.
us. If I'm the Bears, if the Vikings come calling, I'm asking for 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, they're a division rival. I mean, it's fair. I mean, they wouldn't do it too.
They wouldn't do it, but that would be the minimum.
I don't. I wouldn't. I would just say that's the bar. I wouldn't say it's the minimum, but
I'd say
I was
it's the minimum.
I was
can't
gonna
give you your
no.
division
I know.
rival a
I just
franchise
there's no
QB.
world. I was gonna say last year's one like there was like this year. There's only 2 QBs I actually like. I think Jaden Daniels is literally just Justin Fields.
I think it's worse because he doesn't have the physical ability like that. Like he's small.
Fair enough.
I know what you're about to say with the Colts.
Yeah, they were gonna trade. They said they offered them 3 first-round picks.
Jim Irsay is an idiot. Because
I mean-
he's the one who vetoed the trade. The owner vetoed the trade.
Yeah, I understand that, but I mean Richardson looked really good. I mean, it
He did-
doesn't.
I mean,
It
but
doesn't
see,
matter. if he fails.
Hindsight.
I know, but I guess you look at it though. I mean, you can look at the next year's draft. Like they probably looked at the next year's draft class. They're like, okay, like Drake May, Caleb Williams, one and 2. They're both
That's
kind of
it, really.
they're both in the top tier. And there's outside of that, like Penix kind of came. No, Penix was not that touted before then.
No, and his injury history.
I mean, I guess I don't like JJ. He's fun fact. He's my neighbor, but that's not important. Yeah, I don't think he's good. But like you look at it, and then you look at the year after, like Quinn. I mean, it's Quinn Ewers. Like you'd think he would have been this year, but because like
Quinn Ewers is.
I know he's next year, but you would have thought. And then like Drew, like I that's where like and the Vikings would not have been that bad where you're gonna like get that. So I get it. That's like what we talk about with the Bears. Like people, I think honestly, if you think about it like this, oh, these people want to trade down. Like, oh yeah, if it doesn't work out, let's pick a QB a different year. It's not like that. Isn't a different year.
I mean, I pulled up the top 15 quarterbacks for next season in college football.
It's so
this
bad.
list is terrible. I'm totally biased though. Carson Beck, number 1.
That's
Quinn
terrible.
Ewers, number 2. Dylan Gabriel, number 3. Milrow, 4. Shadur Sanders at 5. Noah Fafita at 6. Noah Fafita is better than Shadur. Milrow. I put him at 4.
Yeah, Milrow's not good. Who'd you say? Shadir.
Shadur Sanders. I put him over
That's
Shadur.
Shadir is a little under. He gets too much hate. That one's close. I'd say it's close,
Yeah.
but I could get your argument.
Then I don't even know Jackson Dart, Will Howard,
Kidding.
Jalen Daniels, Kansas Jalen
Um,
Daniels.
what's I already Brock Vander Brady? What's his name? What's the transfer from Georgia? Yeah, Brock Vandergriff.
He's not on here.
Buddy, he's gonna be.
Okay.
I'm just saying this because I want hope.
Yeah.
Devin Leary was awful. It's funny, before the year he was actually projected to be like a mid-round pick.
He came from NC State, I think, right?
Yeah.
He was really good there.
And now he's not. But
And
we have a
outside
5-star
of
from
Cam
Georgia
Rising
transfer.
and Brady Cook, like I don't know the Notre Dame guy.
What about Cam Ward?
He's not on here.
He probably should be.
I think this list was made. It's made 3 days ago. He probably should be.
Yeah,
Arizona put Cam Ward in a blender.
Yeah.
Just had to point that out.
But back to what I was saying, like I feel like it's like the field situation just dumbed down with AR.
What do you mean?
Like, oh yeah, you could trade it for a haul, but it's literally like building around a field, like building around Kirk. Like,
yeah. I mean, Kirk's good. I don't think you
I don't know if it's Super
can
Bowl
win a
QB.
Super Bowl with Kirk.
It has to be like a 49er situation.
Yeah. Which Kirk on the 49ers would go crazy.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I honestly understand.
But I mean, the Lions did the same thing.
They had their chance and they didn't take it. And
exactly.
They should have.
I don't think you can win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
I don't either.
But they took freaking, I don't even remember his name.
I just want to point out
of Ohio State.
Jeff Okudah.
At 3, when there, I don't think
and
was
then
a Super Bowl
even last year they had was it 18 and 5? They could have just traded up.
Yeah.
Like
they traded back to 12, right?
Yeah, but they had 5 because they had the Rams pick.
Look, the Lions had a great draft last year. They got Brian Branch. Gibbs is good. I wouldn't have taken him 12, but he's good.
And then Jack Campbell's done.
No, is not though. Jack Campbell has been terrible.
He's like the 3rd best linebacker on that team. I hate it. Slowly, but he's better. And then Barnes is better.
Oh, it's not going to give me his stats.
I don't really care about stats for linebackers, to be honest. They're kind of.
I mean,
according
52 tackles, 2 sacks, 0 forced fumbles, 0 interceptions.
If you look at those stats, though, a couple years ago, Zach Cunningham would have been the best linebacker in the league. Which
yeah. But I mean, they probably win that game if they don't take Jack Campbell and take a corner.
Yeah, they could have taken Christian Gonzalez
or JPJ, either or.
Yeah.
Christian Gonzalez is better.
He just got hurt. I mean, obviously you don't know if he would get hurt. That's just some weird alternate universe. But Gibbs would have probably been there at 18. You take Gonzalez at 12, Gibbs at 8. I mean, if you want to take him at 18, whatever. I mean, I don't agree with it, but if you want to do it,
at some point you have to take your guy. But I feel like that's just bad asset management and taking a running back that you really didn't use as much as you should have at 12.
Yeah, I agree. But they missed their chance too. So they're stuck in the mediocrity.
I mean, they got 2 chances.
I know.
They could have taken Herbert or, like I said, I don't think you win a Super Bowl with 2.
They could have traded up for Richardson. I'm blanking right now.
Stroud.
Strouder. I guess even Bryce Young if you wanted to.
Which I don't know.
I know you don't like Bryce Young, but I have hope.
I'm a Bryce Young hater.
It's fine.
You know what? It's because of Panthers fans saying that he was going to be this elite quarterback in year 1.
You probably just hate him because we traded with the Panthers, and then obviously they
I mean, I have no real reason to root against the Panthers except for the 2nd round pick this year, or I guess next year.
Yeah. That's why this is some. I guess we could talk about. Do we want to? Is there anything else to talk about the Lions game? Because we can lead this into what we want to do in the draft.
I think we're done with the Lions game.
But
I got my Dan Campbell rant out.
Yeah. But oh my god. Oh yeah. what I was saying. I mean, we're gonna talk about our favorite targets at 9, but I know like this is honestly really unrealistic in my opinion, but it was like for 3 to the Patriots. It was like we give up a second round pick next year. I mean, Panthers or Bears, I don't really care. And it was Fields and our 9
9.
to move up to 3 to get. I mean, not him, but
Yeah,
CW
MHJ.
CW13 and MHJ.
Dude, I do it in a heartbeat.
I don't think they would.
I don't think they would.
They're in a
either.
weird spot though, because that's kind of like they.
Their defense is so good, though.
Is Brady still here? We can ask him. He's a Patriots fan. What would he do it? I'll wait for him to come out. If he's, he might be taking a shower right now because he's had a chapter meeting for his frat. But
Their defense is really good.
yeah, it's they lack superstars.
Yeah.
They're really solid though. But imagine that happen.
I
want to
think about it. You could you're gonna get Fields, and then at 9, you're either getting Marvin Harrison Jr. What are you talking about? You're either getting a wide receiver like Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze or brock Bowers.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a win-win.
Yeah,
but I don't.
Dude, I wonder if they did that trade, what Bears fans would do.
Yeah. Oh my God, we need MHJ. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, you got him. So now what?
Yeah. Now what? Are you gonna complain that Caleb Williams is throwing to him?
Yeah. All right. We could talk about. Do you just want me to name? We'll talk about name a name and then our thoughts. I can just name guys because I just brought up the big board and then I'll put some names.
For at 9.
Yeah, and then we're gonna talk about like so. Obviously, if we draft Caleb Williams, we'll trade Fields. It could be a late first. It could, but I think second round pick is what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, agreed.
But here I'll name some names and we'll talk about where we are. I'm just going through their mock draft and just guys that could happen.
Tankathon?
Yeah.
Me too.
First guy is Brock Bowers, and his like rep is so bad on Twitter, just because people are stupid.
Look,
yes.
I don't even know why people hate on him.
I know why. Yes, he is a tight end, but he is not a tight end. I don't like. Do you get what I'm saying?
He's literally a hybrid of.
He
has
receiver.
The pass catching ability of Kelsey with like the Walmart version blocking of Kittle. You get the best of both worlds. He's not going to be a 7th offensive line.
This isn't a Cole Kmet replacement. Cole Kmet is going to play like 90% of down still.
Yeah.
Like, he is a slot receiver. Imagine the mismatches you cause when you have DJ Moore, Brock Bowers, and Cole Kmet out there, and you pick up a guy in free agency, like even a solid guy. I don't really have it.
It could be like the only guy that's coming to my head is Calvin Ridley, but
I don't know why, but Kendrick Bourne speaks to me. But
I like that. I like it.
Yeah, I do too. He's a solid player, but he gets such a bad rep because he says his position tight. We don't need a tight end. You just don't watch college football.
You don't. I mean,
you don't know.
He says tight end. He was wide receiver 1 for Georgia.
Yes, and people are like, oh, don't take a top tight end or a tight end top 10, and it's like, bro, what?
No, I mean,
I want to point this out. The 4 teams in the NFC Championship all had elite tight ends. Mark Andrews, Kelsey, Kittle, Laporta.
Yeah.
All elite.
I mean, like you said, the mismatches, because someone's going to have to be on the middle linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll have 4.
They'll probably put him on Kmet.
Yeah. But then Brock Bowers on a corner.
And then you have Brock Bowers on the corner, and it's a huge...
I mean, just throw the ball up.
I do think he's going to inevitably go to the Chargers. They haven't mocked here, but I do agree, because that fits a little more.
They have Malik Neighbors at 5 for the Chargers. I don't see them.
Mine says Brock Bowers.
On Tankathon mock draft?
Yeah.
Mine says Brock Bowers all the way down at 15.
I'm going to refresh. We're going to both refresh. I'm just like curious. Maybe one of ours is just not up to date. Mine's Brock Bowers still.
Oh, mine wasn't up to date.
Okay.
What?
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
All right.
Yeah. Who
I do agree with you, though.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't see them taking another wide receiver.
It just makes more sense. They've put too much assets into it, and you have Mike Williams coming back, and
exactly
you're spending on I guess a Keenan replacement, but I just If I'm their GM, I don't. But
I
um,
don't think Jaden Daniels is going 3.
I
That
don't
would
either.
help the Bears so much if he does, though.
You think? Why would it matter?
Well, just because, like, if this mock draft, then
I mean,
you're guaranteed.
Jane Daniels is gonna go in the before us, no matter what. I feel like.
I could see him going to New York
Yeah, that'd be interesting. But
or
like,
Tennessee.
no, they won't because they'll ride with Will Levis. Not even like I'm not even being biased. Like he looked pretty solid.
I forgot they had Will Levis.
Um,
Maybe Atlanta.
maybe I was gonna say maybe Atlanta, but that could be a Fields destination too. Who knows?
Roma
But
Dunze. That's my pick at 9.
I want to keep. I don't want to. I'm just going down this list, so I don't want to go there yet. Dallas Turner's another option that I like.
If I had to pick between
Well,
the
obviously,
edges,
I want Odunze, but like, there is totally a world where he's not there.
100%. I'm saying if I had to pick between the edges, I'm probably going to take Latu.
I just don't.
I think it's Latu, Dallas Turner, and then Chop.
I just disagree with you. I'm just being straight up. I would take I'd probably go Turner. I don't know.
Oh, I
Latu's
forgot about Jared Verse.
yeah. I'd almost go Turner versus Latu, just because the injury history scares me. He's an older prospect.
That is true.
I just don't think with your number 9 pick, I would not want to take a risk like that. But that's just, I mean, that's what I
Latu
value.
was so good last year.
I also I understand he was really good, but conference does matter.
Well, he went up against good tackles,
That is true.
like the guy from Oregon State, Talisi Fuaga.
I just
I totally
we
butchered
talked about
that.
this. The SEC is just different.
No, that's agreed. He's
And
elite.
their
Jordan Morgan's
their
also
stats
elite.
are pretty similar too. I mean, last year had 3 more sacks, but it's 10 and 13. It's like, okay, same amount of forced fumbles.
If I'm just scrolling down the mock, if Jordan Morgan goes to Green Bay, I'm gonna cry.
That'd be kind of funny.
I'll be so mad.
No, but he is my favorite, and I find this doesn't matter at all. But he's like, no, I'm going to the NFL, bro. No way, I'm going back. Literally doesn't matter at all. I just thought it was funny. That I'd like that, having him opposite of Sweat. We were talking about Burns, and he said we could draft a guy. I mean, worst case, maybe they spend him on T or something for ages. I don't think that's gonna happen, but if they do,
Bears fans are freaking out about number 1 because keep Fields, trade number 1. Either way the board falls, the Bears are going to get an elite prospect at 9.
I wanted. This is really unpopular, but I wouldn't even be against trading up, just a little bit,
Going from 9 to 6.
7 or 6. Yeah,
that way you guarantee
you get your guy to pair with Williams. I know it's kind of not. Nobody really brings that up. I know, obviously, about that Marvin Harris. That's just kind of like a pipe dream.
Has Poles traded up ever?
No, he hasn't. Or wait, no, he has.
He did once for
he did. Tyreek Stevenson, was it? Or
I don't know if it was this year or
it was
one of the DBs.
It was no. It was for one of the second round picks this year. He did. It might have been Javon. It might have been Stevenson. I don't know for sure, but he did. I think it was Stevenson because I'm like, oh, we're trading up, and I'm like, oh, Stevenson. I actually really liked him. I've been a day one truther. But that's who cares.
Yeah.
Our next guy is Roma Dunze. Obviously, I feel like he's a very popular name around the community, but he's the full package.
He's a burner, elite route runner,
and he's big
and can win the 50-50 ball.
And he has no weaknesses, in my opinion. There was some weird stat about him. It was it was this advanced stat. Every receiver with this advanced stat didn't pan out in the NFL. I don't know if you saw that.
I have no clue.
Wait, one sec. Brady, would you? So you guys have the number 3 pick. Would you trade that for the Panthers' second next year and Justin Fields and our number 9? And number 9. You wouldn't do it? Okay, he wouldn't do it. Just for fun, because
it'd probably have to be a second, a third, Fields, and 9.
We don't
maybe another pick.
That's a lot of picks, though.
Yeah.
But I mean, it'd be cool. But I mean, dudes, I don't really think there's much to say because I feel like he's talked about so much.
Yeah. I am against taking one of the tackles at 9 though.
I'm not. I mean, if this is okay, let's say the board falls like, I'd probably take Alu over Dallas Turner just because like, I mean, you sometimes you just gotta take BPA, and that's
That is true.
I'm not. I'm saying like I'd only take all or I'd only take all or Alu. That's it. I would not take any other tackle. But
Yeah. I'd agree.
I feel like if he's there and then like another I take Odunze over Alu because I feel like that's more of a need. But I mean, imagine you have Darnell Wright and Alu for the next 10 years.
That I mean, you're set
Yeah, you're set.
on the edges there or at tackle.
So that would be cool. I don't think he's gonna be that low though. The Jets would be lucky though. They really need a tackle. Is there anybody else we really want to discuss? Because I mean,
I think that's it. I think we
they
should
could
go.
take Latu, they could take Verse, like, but everybody else I don't really see. Oh, okay, this is kind of like me. I really like Brian Thomas. He LSU's second wide receiver.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. That's a.
I think
I don't know
they
if
have
I
him.
want that at 9.
No,
Though.
they have.
He's mocked at 28.
He's gonna go higher than that. I guarantee you, because he's gonna measure and he's gonna like run his 40 and his shit's gonna be popped. But
I could see him going to the Jaguars or Bengals at 17 and 18.
yeah, even like 15 to like the Colts.
The Colts.
But he is like, he reminds me of AJ Brown when I watch him, which obviously
I can see it. Yeah.
it's such like I hate like comparing him to like crazy comps like that. I guess peak. You like to look at that, but I really like him, and I mean even like every receiver. There's so many receivers in this class. It's so deep. I mean,
Well,
Troy.
let's get into the second rounders possibly in the Fields trade.
Okay. Oh yeah, we want to talk about second round targets. We'll say we're picking for around like 40. What? Oh wait. Oh. I'm confused because that's weird because that's actually Washington's pick. We're not gonna maybe not 40. Let's say
Let's go. 45.
44.
Or the Raiders.
Yeah, let's go with that. Why not? Why not? Let's play there. There's a couple guys. I obviously like somebody's gonna fall. Is what I'm going with this. Like, there's a great chance like a bunch of these guys aren't available, but I just like inevitably one will be there, and that's just how it falls.
Yeah.
I really like Troy Franklin out of Oregon. I don't think he'll be there, but I mean, like I said, this receiver class is so deep that somebody will fall. He's the full package. He's like I like Brian Thomas a little more, but they're similar builds.
You got to talk about your favorite guy though, Tom.
Xavier Legette.
Yeah.
Out of South Carolina. The Gamecocks. He honestly is such a match made in heaven, in my opinion. I liked him before we had Waldron. And now that we have Waldron, he had DK. And my comp for him is DK. He's 6'3". He runs a pretty decent route tree. He was Rattler's number one guy. He's like fast. He is fast. I think he's gonna run in the 4.3s.
Yeah.
I really liked him. I watched him play Kentucky. I'm like, this guy, he just has it. And
Thomas picked the 2 sexy picks with the wide receiver.
I'm
gonna show love to the big guys.
Yeah, I just like we talked about like this before. I'm just like, if I was a scout for the draft, I would be a wide receiver or corner.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones I usually hit on. It's like, I like this guy. I think he'll be good. And they usually works out, to be honest. They could take Cameron Kitchens.
Yeah, I agreed.
I didn't really plan on saying that, but that would work well because Eddie and Cody Whitehair will probably be cut. You fill your hole. That would be secondary is probably might be the best in the league.
Yeah,
I don't think that's like crazy to say, but you can give your picks.
With my 2, I'm going with Jackson Powers Johnson. I think it's talk about a match made in heaven. That's just someone who That's the biggest need on the O line.
I feel like he's talked about so much. Like I
He
like
is
the
talked
th-
about a lot.
the thing with like Bears mock drafts is like these people see these guys on Twitter and they're like, oh wait, this guy gets picked all the time. I must
Guy
pick
gets
him every
picked. I
time.
need to pick him.
Like,
Another underrated pick. Well, I lost him now. Um,
isn't Tyler Newman going back to school? Why is he on here? I'm pretty sure he is.
okay, he's now mocked in the first round. But Byron Murphy, defensive lineman out of Texas,
Is he mocked in the first now?
now it's mocked at 27.
Okay.
But I think he'll fall.
Yeah, I mean that's another guy that's just like well, I keep saying it, but like somebody will fall. Yeah, I don't know why Tyler Newman's in here. He's going back to school, so take time. We're gonna have to fix that one.
Good old Tankathon.
Come on, buddy.
Might be better.
And one more receiver, of course. Adonai Mitchell. I don't like Xavier Worthy, but I do like Adonai Mitchell.
I agree.
He reminds me of T. Higgins. Is my comp for him. He could go and get go up and get it. He has decent yak like T. T will bust one off every once in a while.
I think that whoever picks Xavier Worthy's gonna waste that pick.
Yeah, I mean we could be wrong, but I don't see it. I think those are most of the guys that I'm I'm so wide receiver. Like I that's all. Honestly, it's really the only thing I could tell you that like I actually like this guy. And instead of like being like those guys that just like see what people online say and then copy their take. I hate how people do that. It's lazy. Like
agreed.
People like I've seen Ennis Rakestraw. I'm gonna say if Jalen leaves in some world, like people are like, oh, he's gonna be really good. Like okay, but I haven't looked at him at all. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I really like this guy.
Yeah, like I honestly couldn't tell you. I mean, his name's cool.
Yeah, he has a cool name.
But I feel like those are the guys that we like.
Yeah.
Longest pod of all time.
1 hour 32 minutes.
I feel like that's almost like where like this is like the peak, like as long as it like this is as long as you can go and still it gets like excessive.
Agreed. Well, since we missed Friday, you guys got an extra long episode today.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll try not to miss Friday again.
Yeah, it was just busy.
Yeah, both of us were. Well, thanks for listening to episode 17.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. We've already had 17 of these.
Yeah, maybe what I think what we should start doing is not go by. I guess you could say 17, but don't say like you have to like put a topic.
Yeah, I just put Bears in football talk.
No, just say like what we talk, like the main. And then also like I don't like how we. I guess it's like I guess if anybody's listening, you could tell us. But
yeah, if anyone's listening, tweet at us or I don't know if there's a comment section.
I guess if you know us and listen.
Yeah. Or tweet at us.
Whatever.
Twitter's in
literally
the description.
Anything.
We'll answer.
I think we should on our YouTube not have the logo. I think we should just have like us.
I did that last time.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You did it once and then you switched back.
Oh, whoops.
Idiot.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back on Wednesday.
All right, yeah. See you guys. Good talk.